situation. So that's what we're going to go over, and Medicare actually has something really nice when we talk about, when we look back on the screen here. It's at the very end of this. There's 2 ways. It's 6 things to look for when choosing a Medicare drug coverage. So let's click here. So let's start. If you're wondering how to choose a Medicare drug plan that works for you, the best way is to start by looking at your priorities. See if any of these apply to you. Now, as agents here, does this align with how we approach everything we do when it comes to policies? Yes. That was a yes/no question, guys.
Yeah. I was trying to read them all to see if
It's okay. Well, we're going to take them one by one, just because this is the way that we approach what we do as well, too. This is why we have selector questions. The questions that we were going over yesterday, where it was, do you want to keep your doctors? Do you want to have to deal with the network? Do you want to do with this? Everybody is different, so different people are going to have different priorities.
And there's simple, easy to consume language that doesn't have industry jargon in them.
Mm-hmm. Correct. We're not talking about donut holes, coverage gaps.
Right.
No, we're talking about
insurance, co-payment, none of that stuff's in there. It's very easy to understand because it's made for consumers.
Exactly. So let's see here. So we got 6 tips to go through. So number 1, I take specific drugs. Okay. So look at drug plans that include your prescription drugs on their formulary. Then you compare cost. Does everybody here know what a formulary is?
I suppose it's a list of your prescription drugs, or a list of drugs that they.
Well, I mean, it says it right there.
It does say it right there.
Oh. Okay.
But hey, I'll give you points, Christopher.
Yeah.
A+ effort. So.
You're right on it anyway.
Formulary, yeah, it's a list of prescription drugs covered by a prescription drug plan or another insurance plan offering prescription drug benefits, also called a drug list. So you were right on it.
Well, you popped it up right when I turned my head.
It's okay. You're cheating on me.
You were saying that.
By the way, it's important to note that not all formularies are the same.
That's exactly what we're going to talk about here. So this is why, guys, when I tell you, when we're talking to anybody, it is so important to get the correct medication information and update it in the account. Even if I have somebody who's taking 10 medications and I talked to them 6-7 months ago, and I ask, you still taking the same 10 medications? They go, yeah, I'm still taking them. And I go, okay, but I have to make sure too. Have you had any changes in dosages or frequency? Because if you go from 1 Eliquis to 2 Eliquis a day, that's a $600 jump.
Right.
And I'm not going to do a drug plan based upon just 1 if you're now on 2.
Or have you started the generic?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say, I take carvedilol, right? Or do you take atorvastatin calcium? Mm-hmm. Are you taking the generic? It's very important. A lot of people just say, I take X, and they say the name brand, and they take the generic. That can have a huge impact. A wholly different plan, hundreds of dollars a month in cost.
So here's an example that we were talking about with Penny. And this is when we say specific drugs. This is what it is. She was talking to an individual today that she was prescribed a drug called Eliquis. Okay, Eliquis is a blood thinner. One really cool thing about Eliquis, though, is if y'all ever look at Eliquis, it looks like a blood thinner. Have you ever seen it?
No.
Oh my gosh, let me pull this up. Nico, we're going to pan over to TV real quick. This is the coolest looking drug ever.
What?
Let's see here. Oh, come on, where are we at? I know it's
You
on.
need to go to Google Photos. Search on your photos.
Let's see here. Show me Eliquis. Where are we at? Oh no, I'm thinking Xarelto. That's my bad. Okay, so we'll use Xarelto. We will use Xarelto, guys. It's all right. We can't overcome and adapt. Let me zoom in a little bit.
Whoa.
That looks like it's going to do something to you, right?
It does.
You take that. That's a serious drug.
It looks like a symbol for the
Star Trek.
So yeah, exactly. I was going to say
It's-
it just says Star Trek.
Like if I get prescribed that, I'm going to go, okay, this is about to do something to me.
All right.
here. Okay. So back to it here. If you guys can see, this 30 pills a month is $540. Okay. And we'll close out of there. $540. So in Penny's case here, They were taking a blood thinner that was $600. It was Eliquis. Now, when we talk about drug coverage and everything like that, you do have to make sure that you know exactly what people are taking. Because if you tell me, yeah, I'm taking Eliquis, okay? I'm going to put Eliquis on this list that we are looking at for your drugs. If you're actually taking Maxifam, Apaxaban, or what was the other one we talked about? Warfarin.
Yeah.
If you're taking a generic of it, a lot of people, they'll say, oh, I'm taking this one, and I go, is that the generic of it? And they go, oh yeah, like especially one, what's the Crestor generic? I can't think of what.
Crestor's atorvastatin calcium.
Yeah, atorvastatin there. Where people are like, yeah, I take Crestor. And I go, do you take Crestor or do you take atorvastatin? I go, yeah, I take atorvastatin. Okay, so you take atorvastatin, not Crestor. But the difference in that is the drug that we're helping this lady out with, it's $600 a month. Warfarin, a generic blood thinner option, you can get a 30-day supply for $3, okay? But here's the difference in them. Now, for me and Penny, we went over a little bit more of the underwriting and why more companies, when we talk about their health, are okay with Eliquis, but Warfarin throws a little flag up. With Eliquis, you do not have any adjustments in your dosage that frequently, okay? And when I mean frequently, I mean monthly to bi-monthly.